in their policy, put a 2-week notice in before you leave. Don't do that.
All right, my guy, let me give you a little bit of advice from a driver that's been out on the road for a little over 23 years, give or take. I've seen a couple of things. I like the commercial. I've done a thing or two, seen a thing or two, something like that. But anyways, so my advice to anybody that's out there, brand new drivers that are out there, my advice is that if you're going to quit, try to quit at your terminal. Giving a 2-week notice, I know it's the right thing to do back in the days, but now that's all they do is they end up, if you give them a 2-week notice on the road, all they do, they end up telling you to just, drop off the truck as far as you can. I mean, they'll send you as far as you can from your terminal, then they'll tell you to get your stuff out and leave. So that 2-week notice thing just unfortunately doesn't work anymore. Best thing to do if you're going to quit, go back to your terminal, take all your stuff out of your truck, and then hand them the keys. And hopefully you'll get your last paycheck. But more than likely, sometimes you will not. Especially if you leave the truck out there, abandoning equipment, they're gonna keep your last paycheck because, they have to pay for recovery and all that mumbo jumbo that they'll come up with. So I would definitely, not do it that way. So the only reason I'm telling you this, because from experience, not personally, I saw this happen. I worked for a company that was out of California. I live in Texas. So it was a group of us that went to work there, and they would keep us in California. Our promise was that we were going to be going back and forth from Texas to Texas, California, and that would be our route. But once we got to California, they would keep us out there for months, run up and down, up to Washington and Oregon and, all those states around there. And so drivers, what they would do is they'd go up to them over there in California at the main terminal and tell them, hey, I'm going to put in my 2-week notice. And do you know what they would tell them? And it was 4 or 5 drivers that this happened to. That's why I'm telling you this. They said, get your stuff out of your truck now, and we'll put you on a bus and send you back home to Texas. While they could have let them get a load back to Texas, then they could have got their stuff out, and then the truck would have been in Texas for them because that's where one of the terminals was, would have been kind of like the smart thing to do. But to get back at you, they would make you get out of your truck up there, and you'd have to ride the bus all the way back to Texas, which that really, really sucked. Now, what I did was I knew what was going on, so what I did is I made sure that I got paid for everything. Actually, I took like a week vacation. That way I'd get my money, my last paycheck, I'd get it. And they didn't owe me anything. Got to the terminal, handed them the keys, and that was that. Next day, I had a job. So if you're worried about not being able to get another job, you're going to be able to get another job. If you're worried about not getting another job because you abandoned equipment, trust me, a lot of these companies, all they want is a warm body in their truck, and you're going to be able to get another job. I wouldn't worry about that. But as you said, you don't want to drive trucks anymore. You're done with it. But it's a good fallback. If you ever want to come back to it, you can come back to it, and I'm sure you will not have a problem getting another job. So that's just a little bit of advice from a driver, like I said, that's been out here for a little bit. But you do with the information as you want to do with it. And I wish you the very, very best. And when you're ready to come back, I'm sure you can come back. Be good. Be safe. God bless.